She was the very first baby killer whale born right here at SeaWorld San Diego. She's a stunning female now. Nakai right here, also born right here at SeaWorld San Diego. He is 18 years old, so he is a juvenile male. He still has quite a bit of growing left to do. However, he is a very large boy already. He weighs about 8,400 pounds. And then last but not least, we have Shuka. Shuka was actually born in France. She joined our SeaWorld family in 2012. She's been an absolutely incredible addition. If you didn't know, we are actually home to 10 killer whales. We have 5 females and 5 males. Shuka gets along with every single whale, so it's a lot of fun to have her here at our SeaWorld family. Both Shuka and Orchid are mature females, so they're pretty much done growing. You might notice their pectoral flippers. Shuka's showing hers off right now. It's actually pretty small in comparison to the killer whale's body. Whereas Nakai, if we get a look at his pectoral flippers, although he is a juvenile male, he is going to continue to grow for a couple more years. He already has gigantic pectoral flippers. And those are just going to keep getting larger and rounder. So that's one of the differences between males and females, besides the fact that males are usually much larger than females. If you look at their pectoral flippers, the male flippers almost look too big for their body, whereas the females almost look a little too small for their body. So it looks like Orchid is headed around the pool right now. She's doing a behavior called a mouth open fast swim. It's a very beautiful behavior. Killer whales can reach speeds of almost 30 miles per hour. They're very, very powerful animals. So that was really, really nice. Orchid is just finishing up learning this behavior. And what we ideally would like to see is for her to start a little bit sooner. So she's probably going to be sent again. If we see that and we hear a whistle, which tells her great job, then we're all going to give her a big round of applause and help reward her because she's going to feed off your energy as well. But real quick, Shuka is going to show off her athleticism over here on the far side of the pool. She's going to be jumping up and out of the water. By far our most athletic whale. Here she comes. Here she comes again. Very stunning. I mean, she takes my breath away on a daily basis. She is just so athletic. Woo! Shuka's a little bit more of a petite whale. She weighs about 5,500 pounds. Orchid's a little over 6,000 pounds. And she's going to be sliding out on our large slide out right there in front of all of you so you can get a good look at her beautiful body. All of the whales have this beautiful black and white coloration, as you can see. It's a kind of counter shading or camouflage. Also helps you distinguish which whale is which. So there she is. You can see her beautiful saddle patch. It's gray. It's behind her dorsal fin. Her white oval eye patches actually aren't her eyes. Her eyes are located in front of the eye patches. They're actually quite small in comparison to the whale's body. They're about the size of a cow's eye. And then they also have that beautiful white belly, and they also have a gray area on their peduncle, which is towards the end of the killer whale's body. All right, so here goes Orchid again. And now you might notice we have another trainer out to help her to come up a little bit sooner. That's Candace, and she's using a target pole. That's a training tool that we use. It helps the whales with their positioning. So very nice. So I let Orchid know, hey Orchid, come right here please and start your behavior. As you saw, she did it perfectly. She was told great job. And now Missy is going to reward her with fish. We can reward our whales with so many different things. Obviously they need food to survive. We can give them ice, snow, jello, back rubs, belly rubs. They can have a toy. We can hang out with another trainer they like or another whale they like. So a variety of different things to really let the whale know, hey, you've done exactly what we liked. We loved that. We really want to let you know that we want to see you do that again. All right, so when we train behaviors, we train in steps. We can utilize target poles. So we're going to utilize it again with Orchid this time to help remind her, hey, this is where we'd really love for you to come up. So there she is, very nice. She was told great job, so really, really good. Eventually what we'll be able to do is we'll be able to fade Candace and that target pole. So what I mean by that is we'll actually remove them from the situation. And then that way, we can see if Orchid realizes, oh, I come up right there, that's perfect. So here comes Shuka. She's doing a very high spy hop. It's going to be right where Candace is standing, so here she comes. Again, showing off that athleticism. Very nice. So a lot of times people ask, how in the world do we train killer whales? Well, we train them in steps, as I mentioned earlier. It's kind of like us learning our letters, and then we can form words, and then from our words we can form sentences, write paragraphs, maybe write a novel one day. Same basic idea with the whales. We teach them to gently touch their rostrum, which is the front of their face, to the end of the target pole. Again, that's what Candace had. It looks like a giant Q-tip, just a target on the end of a pole. Once they learn that, then we can utilize that to help shape behavior because they understand to stay on it or follow it. So head shake yeses, you just move the target pole up and down. Head shake no's, side to side. To ask them jump up and out of the water, you could lead them and then ask them higher and higher and higher. Again, training them always in steps because of course when you learn you forget things. I forget all the time. And if you've learned in steps, you can take a step back or 2 or 3 step backs and re-remind yourself what you're doing. That way learning is always fun, it's not frustrating, and it's very rewarding.
Oh, that's a back dive.
So we have a variety of different things that we obviously train our whales. You're seeing some of those really exciting behaviors, especially from Shuko, where she gets her body up and out of the water. Orchid right here was in a fluke present. Now this is actually a very important husbandry behavior because we can take a blood sample from a very prominent vein that runs along the surface of the tail flukes. We in fact do this once a month on all 10 whales. We make sure everyone is nice and healthy. We can weigh our whales, we can do ultrasounds, x-rays, body exams, we measure our whales, we check their eyes, their mouth, their teeth, all sorts of different things. And the whales are trained to do this. As you can see, nice calm behavior, super easy for the whales. That way it makes it nice and easy and it's not stressful at all. We also have exercise sessions. It's important for them to exercise just like it's important for us to exercise. Obviously teaching them something new. Sometimes we just play with them. We have a whole session where we're just playing. And then other times we just hang out with our whales and have a relate session where we don't ask them to do anything and we just enjoy each other's company. So there's a lot of different things we can do throughout the day to help change it up for them, keep it fun, different, and stimulating. So again, out the slide out is Casey with Nakai. So you're getting a little closer look at him and you can hear him making some of those vocalizations. They actually make all of those vocalizations from their blowhole at the top of their head. A lot of times people think that they breathe through their mouths and they make noises through their mouths because we do. That is actually untrue. They breathe only from their blowhole and they make all of their vocalizations from their blowhole. So what the blowhole is a very muscular flap on top of their head that they can manipulate, creating all sorts of different sounds. Some of them we have paired with signals, like this one. And a lot of them they just make on their own. So Shuka's showing off some of her vocalizations right now. I'd say out of all of our whales, she probably knows the most vocalizations. That one right here that she just finished doing, she's actually taught quite a few of our other whales how to do that. So the whales learn from us and from each other. And Orca was just showing off the power of the tail flukes. The tail flukes are the killer whale's engine. So very, very powerful. All right, here's another pretty fun behavior by Shuka. It should be happening if you see the panes of blast, 1, 2, 3, at pane 3. This is a back reach. It's a way for killer whales to communicate, say, hey, look at me, scratch an itch, or just have a good time. So there's a variety of different things that different body communication can mean as well. Killer whales are very good communicators and they communicate in a variety of different ways, which is pretty fun to see. Getting a nice look at Nakai's tail flukes and his pectoral flippers. Shuka's going to show off her tail flukes. All of their flukes are different. All of their dorsal fins are different. So there's different ways to tell the whales apart by looking at their dorsal fins or their coloration, the shape of their head, their tail flukes, all sorts of different things. A lot of times, if you've just been coming to SeaWorld for a little bit, they might look very, very similar, but as you get to know them, they look very, very different. If you're just joining us, welcome. The three whales in the pool right now. We have Nakai in the slide out. Shuka is right here in front of me, and that's beautiful orchid right there on the end. And Orchid's working on a newer behavior as well. We call this a shooter. It's a quick swim underwater and one fling, and then they're done. So the difference between that and our fling behavior is when we ask them to fling, they stay and continue to splash, whereas a shooter, it's just a quick go, one fling, and back again. So we have a variety of different behaviors that can be similar, but a little bit different. And all of the behaviors we train are a variation of a behavior that it comes naturally to them. A lot of times these pec slaps they'll use to communicate. You'll see that in the wild as well. Fluke slaps are another form of communication, breaching, spy hopping, vocalizations. All right, so earlier we saw Orchid doing her mouth open fast swim. Shuka is also learning that behavior. So we're going to send it this way. Again, we're doing a ventral. Very cool. So what that means is we're actually going to ask her to roll over and do her fast swim. So it's actually doing two behaviors at once. So she's going to roll over and do her mouth open fast swim. So this is going to be very cool. So again, a slight variation of what Orchid was doing with just the simple mouth open fast swim. Oh, she's got it. There she goes. Very nice.
Smart.
So doing a behavior like that is very similar to us tapping our heads and rubbing our bellies. It can be a little bit hard at first, and you get the hang of it. Orchid, on the other hand, here can do up to 5, sometimes 6 behaviors at once. Orchid finds it very, very fun and challenging and really enjoys that.
Okay. It's a shooter.
So when we ask Orchid to do multiple things, we communicate with our whales through hand signals or mimicking our bodies. Most of it is hand signals, kind of like a sign language between the trainer and the whale. So what we would do is we would show her 5 different signals. She would take off and do all 5 things at once. She finds this so rewarding that sometimes when we're training her new things, instead of giving her fish or ice or a belly rub, we'll actually ask her to do quite a few things at once because it's so fun for her to put those things together and kind of figure out that puzzle. So that shows the different personalities between the whales. So you find different likes and dislikes, different ways that they enjoy being rewarded, different ways that they learn. They're a lot like people. We have different learning curves amongst our whales. So it's really, really fun. I think that's my most favorite part about being a trainer, is getting to know each and every whale, their personalities, what they like, how they learn, how they like to be interacted with. And it's a really, really cool, fun part of the day. So there's a really, really nice look at Nakai. So that behavior right there is a behavior that we utilize to weigh our whales. We have a large scale in one of our back pools. We simply ask them to slide up just like that. We weigh them once a week. We track everyone's weights. So we make sure that our adults are staying healthy and that our youngsters, we have Amaya and Makani who are 5 and 7. We want to make sure that they have a constant upward trend. So we take very good close on their weight, eyes on their weight to make sure that they're staying nice and healthy and growing quite properly. All right, ladies and gentlemen, so what we're going to do is the trainers are going to step away from the pool, so the whales are going to be on their own time, so you're more than welcome to continue to watch them. Or if you want to keep heading this way, you can head down to our underwater viewing, get a closer look at some of our other whales. It's pretty fun back there. Amaya's back there, as well as her mother, Kalia, and her dad, Ulysses. So you'll see our largest whale. Ulysses is just shy of 10,000 pounds. And both Amaya and Kalia are very curious, so they'll probably come over and check you out at some point, which makes for a really fantastic photo. So if you have not checked out our underwater viewing, again, you can just head this way and head down the path, and you're going to see it right there. So thank you so much for joining us today, everyone. We hope that you had a great time, and please have a great rest of your day here at SeaWorld. Okay, bye-bye.
Thank you, Kitty.